It's also just one of the things I learned from doing some research was that sometimes when you just started doing commentary and you would be leaving home to do an errand, you would jokingly tell Anita, if BBC calls, tell them I'll be back.
Almost in that tone of voice, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. This must have been 87 to 89 types.
But then, just to complete the question, now when you look at it, BBC, ABC, CNBC, every BC has been calling you. So, it's like a dream come true, isn't it, Harsha? It's fantastic.
Luckily, it's an English program, so you can say what you just said. But that's okay. But yeah, it turned out that way.
But yeah, I guess he was always a dreamer. And so even when we were in Ahmedabad, he had done 2 matches, I think. 2 matches. So it was always there, And people said that I would never be the first love. That, of course, is still being debated.
No.
But the funny thing was, when he would say this, he would be going down to buy some medicine or bread or something like that. And he'd be gone only for about 10 minutes, but he'd say that with a flourish. If the BBC calls, just tell them I'll be right back. And then, not quite BBC, but I think Asif called, right? And tell them the Asif story.
I got this call, so I'm picking it up, and it said, Harsha, hi, this is Asif. And I said, hello. And then he said, we're having this tournament in Sharjah. We'd be very happy if you come to do commentary. And as always happens, he says, we don't have a huge budget, but we look after you well, which is what everyone tells me anyway. But he said, we look after you well and all that. And I have no clue who this Asif who has called me is. And they like they show in the movies, you suddenly say, oh. And I just covered and said, I think this is Asif Iqbal calling me to do commentary in Sharjah. And I'm trying to say, okay, don't sound too excited, okay? And just pretend to be normal, I was expecting the call type. But yeah, that actually did happen. And he called me and said, you come to Sharjah. And I went to Sharjah, believing that I would never, ever travel abroad ever again in my life.
Sure.
I brought back cans of Pepsi.
In those days, you didn't get cans.
You didn't get in India. So I said, how will my family know what you get abroad?
Yeah. Sure.
I bought jeans because you go to Dubai and you might get imported jeans, whereas you don't in India. So I bought a suitcase there to get back to India. But I was convinced I'd never ever travel abroad again. But it happened. Yeah, it happened.
So that was the beginning.
Sometimes it does happen.
It
doesn't always, but sometimes it does.